Family, my good people, let us talk about why so many marriages and long relationships are cracking, and why gender-based violence is not just a private matter, but a force that breaks homes, spirits, and whole communities. I will start with a simple truth. Relationships end for many reasons. Money stress, betrayal, growing apart, addiction, in-laws pressure or in-laws wars, jobs that swallow all your time. But there is one reason that does not just end love, but it erases safety. That is violence. When fear moves into a house, love moves out. You can argue about money and still plan a budget. You can argue about house chores and still split the list. But you can't build trust on top of bruises, threats, or humiliation. Safety is the floor. When the floor collapses, everything falls. There is also a tragic connection between violence and self-harm. Research shows that intimate partners' violence increase the risk of suicidal thoughts and deaths by suicide in survivors. That risk is real and it deserves urgent attention. We must treat this as both a protection and mental health crisis. Now, let me focus on the women who often carry the heaviest burden of gender-based violence. Many find themselves trapped in silence, dying slowly inside from depression, fear, and emotional scars. To you, dear ladies, let me say this: you are not alone. You are not powerless. You are not weak. You are not defined by the violence you have endured. Remember that every human being is born with dignity, and that dignity cannot be taken away unless you give it up yourself. When depression begins to weigh you down, seek light. That light can come from speaking out, from reaching out to trusted friends, family, or professionals. Never choose silence, because silence feeds the abuser and starves your soul. Healing begins with telling your story. Let us ground this in reality. In Kenya today, too many women can tell you exactly how fear sounds at 2 a.m. The national data show that a big share of women have faced violence at some point, and the risk is much higher among those who are separated or divorced. That is not a coincidence. That is a pipeline. Violence does not always start a divorce, but it often pushes the relationship to its end. And when it doesn't end the relationship, it ends the peace inside it. Zoom out to Africa. We carry the beautiful idea of community built with love. We look after each other. We send something small on mobile money or M-Pesa when a friend is stuck. But we also carry painful numbers. Intimate partner violence in our region is among the highest in the world. And globally, the picture is just as heavy as you cannot imagine. About 1 in 3 women experience physical or sexual violence by a partner in their lifetime. 1 in 3 is not a statistic. It is your sister, your colleague, your neighbor. It is someone sitting quietly in church, in a matatu, in a meeting, rehearsing excuses to cover up the latest injury immediately friends inquire to know. That is the scale we are talking about. Now, people often ask me, is gender-based violence the main reason marriages end? And here is the honest answer. It is a major reason, but it sits in a crowded room. When researchers ask couples why they divorced, they hear a familiar list: lack of commitment, cheating, constant fighting, money troubles, substance abuse, and yes, abuse. In some big studies, About 1 in 4 divorces mentioned domestic violence as a contributing factor. That means violence is not the only story, but when it is there, it tends to be the last chapter. You can forgive poor communication, but you cannot negotiate with a fist. Let us separate two things: conflict and inhumanity. Conflict is two people with needs which are clashing. Inhumanity is one person using power to punish. Conflict can be resolved. Inhumanity has to be stopped. Conflict uses words to solve a problem. Inhumanity uses fear to control a person. If you are walking on eggshells, censoring your jokes, your clothes, your friends, your family visits, your phone, your dreams, under threats, or under surveillance, or under jokes that are not jokes, understand this: you are not too sensitive. You are being trained to disappear, and disappearing is not love. Here is the philosophy: love is a shelter, not a storm. If love does not make you safer, it is not love, it is branding. Abuse does not always show up with a black eye. Sometimes it is a constant drip of contempt, a spreadsheet of restrictions, and a jealousy routine disguised as care. And they say, I am only doing this because I love you. No, control is not care. Fear is not commitment. Silence is not peace. So, what do we do? First, if you are in danger, the priority is not saving the marriage. The priority is saving your life and saving your mind. Have a safety plan. Someone you can call, some place you can go, a little cash hidden in a plain sight. If you are in Kenya, speak to a trusted person, a local support organization, or call emergency services when you need immediate protection. I know it is complicated. Abusers isolate you, shame you, and make you feel responsible for their behavior. You are not. Abusers are responsible for their choices. Full stop. Second, if you are not in danger but you are in damage, speak up early. Violence escalates. It obeys the law of gravity. What goes down tends to go down further. And there is a pattern most survivors describe: the honeymoon cycle. Explosion, apology, gifts, promises, calm, tension, and back again. The flowers after the flames don't cancel the fire. If you recognize the cycle, name it. Naming a pattern is the first step to breaking it. Third, to men listening to this, yes, men experience abuse too, and you deserve help without mockery. But I will speak plainly. Most victims are women, and most perpetrators are men. This is not an accusation against all men. It is a call to good men to take ownership of the culture around them. Laughing at violent jokes trains boys. Silence in the face of disrespect trains communities. If your friend brags about the act of keeping her in check, don't laugh or be like a ha 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 ha. Interrupt. If your younger brother is confusing control with love, teach him better. Your voice is an early intervention tool. Use it. Fourth, to communities, churches and mosques, stop sending survivors back to the same fire with verses and vibes. Faith is not a padlock. Tradition is not a trap. Protect the vulnerable first. Cancel the couple later. And when a survivor finally speaks, believe them the first time, because most never speak at all. Let us also talk about the economics. People say it is a private matter. There is nothing private about the bill every society pays for violence. Lost wages, medical costs, legal costs, and children carrying trauma into classrooms and into their adult relationships. One Kenyan estimate puts the annual economic cost of gender-based violence in the tens of billions of shillings. That is roads not built, clinics not stocked, and startups not lodged. When we prevent violence, we don't just save arts, but we grow the country. Now, if you are listening and thinking like, I am not abused, or we are just incompatible, this part is for you. Many marriages end because of ordinary human limits. That is different values, different ambition, and different tolerance for chaos or order. That happens. It hurts, but it is not violence. The work there is honesty and kindness. Live clean. Tell the truth. Don't burn the house on the way out. And if you are staying, invest in the habits that keep love alive. That is repair after fights, take responsibility, apologize properly, show up consistently, spend within reality, and respect each other's boundaries. Those habits are the opposite of abuse, and they are the best vaccine against the small resentments that grow into big exits. To survivors, you are not broken goods. You are a whole human who was hurt. Your nervous system did what it had to do to keep you alive. Appease, freeze, fawn, or run. Recovery takes time. Your body will unlearn the alarm slowly. Seek counseling if you can. Lean on safe friendships. Rebuild money confidence, one budget at a time. Rebuild body confidence, one walk at a time. Rebuild trust confidence, one boundary at a time. Healing is not linear, it is a spiral. You will pass the same landmarks from higher ground. To those who have hurt someone and want to change, change is not a speech, it is a structure. Get help. Anger programs, therapy sessions, accountability partners who will not lie for you. Apologize without conditions, and then do the ongoing work of becoming safe. If they choose not to come back, that is their right. You repair your character regardless. And finally, to everyone, let us agree on a minimum standard. In our homes, no one should be afraid. Not because we are perfect, but because we are committed to self-control, to humility, and to repair. Love is not proven by how much pain you can endure. It is proven by how much safety you can build. If a relationship cannot be safe, it cannot be sacred. If it hurts more than it heals, it is not failing because you are weak. It is ending because you are waking up. So yes, marriages and relationships end for many reasons, and we can talk about all of them. But when it comes to gender-based violence, let us be clear. It is not just another reason. It is the red line. Cross it, and the relationship is already over, even if the papers haven't caught up. Choose safety. Choose dignity. Choose life. The rest we can rebuild. So guys, that was my today's philosophy. The philosophy of gender-based violence. And guys, before I leave, if there is something that can make me happy, is you commenting down below on this my video, sharing your thoughts and what you think of my content and my philosophy, and also hitting the subscribe and the like button. Because guys, you are my family. I love you and I value you a lot. So guys, I love you. Bye.